Hey, puppies. How you doing? Hey, puppies. You being a good puppies? Look at the good little puppies. Let's move this out of the way so we can watch the good little puppies. Yes, who's a good little puppy? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Hi, guys. Devin here. How you guys doing? I hope you're doing lovely. Just absolutely lovely. I'm not quite ready yet. Look what I bought. Just for shits and giggles. We're selling them at El Rancho and yeah. Whew. Anywho, give me a moment, please. I'm back, right? Right. Yes, I'm back. So, I hope you guys had a good weekend. I mean, I sent you a special message, so I thought that might help. So, did you have a good weekend? You better have had a good weekend. Turned off my air conditioner while I'm doing this time, like making the video. Yep. But anyways, I guess I could talk about D&D a little bit. There's real no actual basis to my D&D world. It's all about the player experience for me. I'm right now I'm only have 2 members in my group. Like 2 actual people playing as far as my little campaign goes. And they each have 2 characters. No, they each have 3 characters apiece right now. Yeah, they each have 3 characters. But like I said, there's really no big basis to it. My whole thing is they used to play on the Pathfinder maps, like from the Pathfinder like tabletop. And I'm gonna say and a lot because I'm gonna be thinking a lot. So I actually borrowed a small segment of that map and just like it's basically this little itty bitty island on this great big map, and that's what I'm using for the basis of my campaign because the Pathfinder map is so large that even that small little island, as far as the map is concerned, is huge. Absolutely huge. So there's this necromancer. Sorry, I'm getting a little choked up here. There's this necromancer that, although he's not really strictly a bad guy, he's been a protagonist so far-ish, and I have a lot of plans for him. He's just a crazy character. That's his whole thing. It's not that he's a bad guy, it's just because he's crazy, he gets into some bad shit. He created one of the player's characters who's a like a pygmy porcupine. So he's an itty bitty like humanoid porcupine. And we were trying to think of how that even came about, and it's like, you know what? Abomination, necromancer, boom. So we got that, and he also linked up the other player's character, who's actually going to be a bad guy later on in the campaign, who's a Hellfire Knight. He set up the meeting for him to meet with the Demon Lord to be able to make the pact to gain his abilities. And there's a Death Knight, a Hexblade, 2 Rangers. So yeah. Oh, and there was a Druid, but the Druid got killed. One of the players was done playing with her and wanted to roll with another character, so I'm like, alright, well, I'll work with you on that. I won't let him kill the pygmy, or the little dude is what I call him, the porcupine thing. That's a little dude. I won't let him kill him, so I was like, alright, I'll let you take care of your druid. So I made a little quick scenario that ends with the druid dying. But she's resurrected. They haven't had to encounter her yet. She's been resurrected as a Blight Lord, and she's not really gonna be a like a bad guy, but if they come across her, they're gonna have to fight her. It's more of she was, because she didn't kill the abomination and the hellfire whenever she was with that party, due to her beliefs, the order sent her to what is their version of hell, and then the dragon-born demon dude resurrects her, and she is so scorned from her own religion that she turns into a Blight Lord, which means instead of going and protecting nature and everything, she's withering it and destroying it. Yeah. But the end, it's gonna be like an apocalyptic war is what ends up being. The main focus is actually supposed to be this kingdom that I made that neither group has made it to yet, because one of the players, Sakono, Travis, he decided he wanted to start up a business in this little settlement that was in between where they started and the kingdom. And there's a council that runs it. It's not a very big one, so it's not like they have a mayor or anything. They just have like a council of people, and there's the one guy that has the most influence, and Travis goes to go talk to him, and the guy wants a ridiculous amount of money. So he's like, you know what? I don't like you. And they had crossed bandits previously, so he just goes and tracks down the bandits. You know, he can't roll for crap when it comes to fights, but he managed to talk the bandit outpost into arranging a meeting with the bandit captain. He gets to the bandit captain and manages to actually talk out a deal with the bandit captain to where now they're gonna siege the town. The bandit captain wants to meet the guy which made Sakono mad because he thinks that he might know him, and possibly kill him, and that's where that group is. Whereas the other one, the little dude, got attacked by a gnoll and decided to follow that gnoll into a hole in the ground that turned out to be a small cave system. But just follows these footprints. The entire ground is scorched, burnt trees, everything's still burning. And he just follows the footprints down into the hole. Like, this sounds like a great idea. And for those of you that don't know what a gnoll is, they're like a humanoid dog demon type thing. I mean, they're not actually a demon, they're a fiend. But they worship, or they come from a specific demon from long ago. I might be misstating that, I'm not exactly sure. Anyway. Which they're almost done with that part. I actually got to do a lot of work today as far as getting their encounter planned. Otherwise I might just put them through a mini dungeon. And I'm going to say a mini dungeon because my idea of a dungeon is, well, let's see if I can find it here. Hold one moment. We just got to take this and go blah 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 blah, and you're just going to look at the ceiling for the moment being like la 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 la. Oh, what's this up here? What, really, Devin? Where's the book? Oh, there it is. This is my idea of a dungeon. And this is my idea of a small dungeon. Now let me get to a better light spot. We're going to take you over here. We're going to set this down right here. Make sure I have this where it's visible-ish. You see, this is where they started. They went down this way. Then a little treasure, and they ended right there. And then they go back because they didn't see the secret path that comes from there that leads them to here. And because there's a dungeon within this. All of the dotted lines is the sub layer, which is the dungeon. Then they tried going this way, but I wanted them to fight more stuff because I didn't quite have this much worked out yet. So I kind of made a cave collapse right there, so they had to walk back this way. And it was right about here that they finally looked at my map because it's not a big secret or anything. And Sakono was like, "What the hell? That is not a small dungeon." And I'm like, "It's a small dungeon-ish. It's my idea of a small dungeon. Should have saw my dungeons before. I mean, there were 2 pages of straight-up diagrams like this." Yeah, he wasn't too happy. Oh, crap. I forgot to show you, though. This right here is where they're finally at. Because they went this way, because they entered in through here. Went in, went this way, went back this way, back up into the cave system. Right here there was a collapsible wall. One of them actually found it, collapsed through, and that takes them all the way to a drop part that's going to drop them right into the middle of the actual dungeon, which is a 2 to 3 stage process or fight. There's 2 bosses that are actually manageable. A lot of freaking small mobs, but they're all fighting each other, so it's not like they'll be focused directly on them. And then there's at the very end of that is when the Dragonborn will make an appearance, knock them all out, and so on and so forth. Probably shouldn't go too much details on that. But dragons do play a pretty big part in my campaign, just because I love the fact that, at least for the good dragons, they can turn back into humanoid form, and I'm taking that rule and I'm applying it. Well, they can turn into, humanoid form. And I'm taking that rule and applying it to the bad dragons too. So there's going to be bad dragons, there's demons. The dragons and the demons aren't necessarily working together, but the Dragonborn's kind of playing them into working together. It's a general idea. Sakono, he likes to mess with this kind of stuff. Or Travis, he likes to mess with this kind of stuff. So I let him help me make stuff, or just straight up make stuff. Him and I worked on these artifacts for the 7 deadly sins, which each one gives +3 to a specific stat. And then when you get 4 or more, you get +1 for each. You get an additional +1 for each additional artifact you're wearing. So once you gather 4 of the artifacts, you instantly have a +7 on everything to the corresponding stats of which artifacts you have. So when you have all of them, +10 to everything, boom. And that's kind of the idea, is they're meant to help defeat the bosses and stuff at the end. But currently what he's been working on is the 4 horsemen, which, based off the way that I didn't really help him, but I kind of did. He was asking me some questions early on and kind of guided him. He actually made them to where, if a player wanted to hop in D&D and they knew that that's what they wanted to become in the end, all you have to do is build your character right, and you could actually make yourself a 4th horseman. One of the 4 horsemen. Because everything in there is strictly SRD except for one of the races. Because one of the races needs death. We couldn't really, there's no straight up playable race that looks like death, so he's converting a lich essentially into a playable race. I'm also really forgetful when it comes to D&D stuff. So my group has to be really patient with me sometimes. And it's a good thing that they both used to DM their own groups relatively well, so they helped me out with a lot. So I've been doing a lot more reading, so I have a better understanding of some of the rules. Because when I first got the 5th edition books, I read them. I sat down, I didn't really read 100% of them, but I read through the main parts that I figured I needed to know. And that was a while ago, so I kind of forgot a lot of the stuff. So the last couple sessions were kind of cringy, in my opinion. And I told you was gonna be hearing that a lot. I knew a little bit more about 3.0 and 3.5's rules because I played that some, so I kind of picked up on a lot of the rules more or less. I didn't really read the rule books so much, and the player handbook or the Dungeon Master's Guide. I didn't really read any of that before. So we've been doing a lot of stuff based off 3.5. So the more I've been reading here lately, the more I realize that they did change some of the stuff. Like there's only one attack of opportunity now. And the way we were doing our reflexes were completely off. I haven't quite decided if I'm going to change that yet or not. But that's whatever. Nobody's really been doing attack of opportunities all that much, so that's no big deal. But anyways, I guess that's really all I can talk about for now. I guess I could tell you about the kingdom a little bit. Well, what I did is I made the kingdom itself is made up of districts. They're all enclosed in their own walls. If you need a reference, think of like Attack on Titan, but that's not the way that I have it set up as far as how the inner walls of it go. I'm trying to think. I have one of the maps around here somewhere of how I made it. But, yeah. But yeah, that. Me happened here. I think I have one just sitting right on top over here, though. Maybe. It might not be one of the best examples of my... Yes, I do. This is my setup for the kingdom. That's just the walls. Each of the outer rings are their own type, their own districts, different races, different blends, religions kind of cross over from district to district, but that's about it. Oh, I guess I need to explain just a little bit more here. Alright, let me set this right here. Whoa, wow, this video is getting long, isn't it? Okay, so like each one of these is just regular type districts. Like they're going to be more resemblance to a city or whatever. And then inside here, we have alternating residential and military districts. And yeah. And then right here is the noble district, and right here is the actual royalty. This is where the king will be. These are towers to keep an eye on everything. That's where you military kind of stays stationed when they're on duty or whatever, and then except for like the roaming ones and whatnot. Anywho, man, I could just keep on going at this point. And maybe I'll touch up on this at another point in time. Phone? Well, don't start ringing while I'm in the middle of a video. That is very rude. Alright, well, I will catch you guys later because, yeah, I could just keep on going on this one. The more I talk, the more I'm thinking of stuff up. Meanwhile, while I'm closing this up, let me go find puppies. Oh, puppies! Puppies! Come here, puppies! Come here. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to feel free to drop a like, leave a comment of anything. If you have any questions, if you have anything you want me to talk about in particular, or if you want me to continue talking on this, I probably will continue talking on this. The more I get worked up on it, the more I'm going to want to talk about it. Yes, puppies? Yes, isn't that right, puppies? Anyways, where was I? Oh, leave a comment if you want. I don't really see where you would share this one, but if you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. It's all good. Well, you know what? We're just gonna put up this like this, or we're gonna put up this like this, or you know what? We're gonna put up this like this. You know what? How about we do this? We have all 3 of them like that. Anyways, please feel free to drop a like, comment, and share as you wish. Until next time, doodles!